Malaysia is a land that celebrates in every way possible its great diversity.
The thing that makes this country tick is culture, and there's a lot of it everywhere. Downtown, in the heart of its cities,
in the soul of its small towns.
I want to wish everyone a Gong Si Fa Cai.
Across its rural heartlands, right into the thick of its forests.
Mother Nature. Forest, I love you. And this makes it by far one of the best places to party.
I'm Denise Keller.
And I'm Jamie Aditya, and this is our passage to Malaysia. Whenever I'm in Malaysia, I never have a problem keeping myself amused. That's because I know Malaysians always have something to celebrate. In a land of many colorful festivals, there's always something on. And of course, I'm always available to join in, starting right here in Kuala Lumpur. As Malaysia's bustling capital, KL is home to a mix of cultures that give this thriving city its cosmopolitan vibe. It's definitely one of the places you want to be in when Malaysia's mostly South Indian Hindus celebrate one of the most spectacular festivals in the country. It's the eve of Thaipusam, and Hindus all over the country are getting ready for this great event. Now, my Thaipusam experience starts here at this little temple in Brickfields, KL. Tucked away behind KL's busy streets, this small family-run Hindu temple is dedicated to the goddess Kali. Started 80 years ago by her mother, today Amma Gauri leads the prayers and rituals. For the last month, Amma's been helping devotees prepare themselves for a powerful state of trance. Although mainly Kali worshippers, Amma's family are undertaking these rituals in honor of Lord Murugan, the Hindu god in whose honor Thaipusam is celebrated. By entering a trance, believers are able to carry huge physical burdens. How they do this has always been a mystery to me. This time, I'll be joining Amma's family on their amazing rite of passage.
Oh, Muruga. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
ஆனா எல்லா கடவுளை விட அவரை விரதம் எடுத்து ஒரு மாசம் தான் அவரை பார்க்க முடியும். நம்ம ஒரு மாசம் வரைக்கும் நம்ம விரதம் எடுத்து அந்த மலைக்கு போய் அந்த காணிக்கையெல்லாம் நம்ம செலுத்துறோம். அப்ப அவரோட பவர் வந்து அவ்வளவு எல்லா கடவுளை விட அவரோட
The special gift from Lord Muruga, especially our festive season of Thaipusam, you have to fast for 30 days to fulfill your vow. You have to only for 1 meal a day.
1 meal a day.
1 meal a day. When sleeping time, you have to sleep on the floor, just a piece of cloth. You have to. You should not be having any luxury.
Yeah.
You have to sacrifice everything.
I see, I see.
ஆத்திரம் கோபம் இதெல்லாம் வச்சிருந்து அதை கும்பிட முடியாது.
You have to be very calm,
And
not in anger.
Meditation too?
Yes, daily.
I've seen in the photos Thaipusam, people piercing themselves and they're not bleeding.
Yes.
அதனால தான் நானும் தான் அளவு குத்தி இருக்கேன். 6 feet நான் போட்டுருக்கேன்.
She also has pierced for 6 feet.
6 feet.
Yes. You will succeed after
Skewered.
doing all this prayer for 30 days, and you will not be having any
மரக்கறியா
pain.
எடுத்து சுத்த பத்தமா விரதமா எடுத்து எந்த அழுக்கும் மனசுல வைக்காத போனோம்னா நம்மளுக்கு குத்தும் போது எந்த வலியும் இருக்காது.
If you follow the guideline very strictly, when they pierce it, and there won't be any blood bleeding.
And you felt no pain?
No,
No
it's
pain.
painless. You will not feel any.
Incredible. So, it works! Preparations have been intense, and for good reason, given what lies ahead. Thaipusam is held on the full moon of the Tamil month of Thai. Hindus from KL and the surrounding states congregate right in the heart of the city to start a 13-kilometer procession to the Batu Caves. a temple on the outskirts of the city dedicated to Lord Murugan. Rallying around a leading chariot, the huge crowd is made up of young and old from all walks of life, all bearing offerings in the form of milk. Thousands of coconuts are smashed on the ground, symbolizing the clearing of the path ahead. Believers will walk all through the night, every step drawing them closer into a deep state of trance. When they finally arrive at their destination, many will be ready to carry out the most incredible physical acts. At the break of day, Hindu devotees who have walked all through the night from downtown Kuala Lumpur finally arrive at the Batu Caves temple on the outskirts of the city. Before carrying offerings up 300 steps into the cave, worshippers prepare for the final push into a full state of trance. It's the morning of Thaipusam, and over 1 million people have gathered here from all over Malaysia to pay their respects to Lord Murugan. Now, for the devotees who are, about to enter a trance, well, it starts here first with a cleansing ritual. In fact, Amma is over there. She's about to go through the same ritual herself, and in doing so, help her devotees enter trance. It almost feels like I'm entranced as well. If you feel that rhythm, it's infectious. Amma draws the rest of her family into their trances, spurred on by the signature chant, Vel Vel. On the surface, Thaipusam may look like a big, chaotic, exotic spectacle. But by following Amma's family up close, I get to see that there's nothing superficial about what goes on here. And even this close, it's still a mystery. How do they not feel the pain? Sure, many say it's a form of hypnosis, mind over matter, but then how come they don't bleed? Amma and her family are well into their trance now. It's like they're on autopilot and nothing is going to get in their way. We're ready to join the huge crowds making their way up a steep incline into the sacred cave temple. So I've started the ascent of over 300 stairs into the Batu Caves, and I just stopped for a little breather, but I'm carrying nothing but my curiosity. Other people are carrying huge loads, and that's some serious faith there. These kavadis are huge canopies decorated with peacock feathers, sitting on hard steel rods, carried by just one person. But when they're in trance, these guys can handle intense physical burdens, all in the hope Lord Murugan answers their prayers. I've lost Amma Gauri. She really has the power. She's powered right past me. I made it. But I can't imagine doing that whole thing with like 5 spears stuck into me, attached to and bearing the weight of a big, great peacock-plumed kavadi. Incredible. I'm going to go look for Amma now. Amma Gauri? Inside the cathedral chamber of the cave temple, devotees bearing their offerings reach the apex of their Thaipusam rituals. For many, the feeling of finally releasing their burden and sacrifice is totally overwhelming. I finally tracked down Amma and her family. After their prayers and offerings, she carefully coaches them out of their trance. As we make our way out, the weird thing is how none of them seem at all tired. So Amma, how do you feel?
Very good, very nice.
Very good.
Tired.
No tired? Not tired at all? Only the sun, it's hot, yeah?
Yes.
But before, when you're in a trance, you don't feel the sun. And when you went up inside there, and the trance is, you come out of the trance, Is it like a new beginning, start fresh?
Fresh already. I think
Wow, fantastic. You know, Amma, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much, because if I didn't meet you, I would not feel so wonderful today on this Thai Pusam. I had a wonderful time here today. Nandri, thank you so much.
Every year, Thai Pusam keeps drawing bigger crowds. I've seen it up close, and I've been right in the middle of the action with a million other people. But Thai Pusam is still a mystery to me, which is fine with me, because that's the way I want to remember it. Malaysians don't just celebrate traditions. In fact, they'll find a reason to celebrate anything. Tonight, there's another excuse. It's actually Kuala Lumpur's birthday. KL was declared a federal territory in 1974. This is celebrated every year with a public holiday.
You know, there was this guy who climbed.
Oh, is that the French guy?
Yeah, man. I look out through like.
Did he climb up these towers?
He did, bro, with his bare hands. How do you do that, bro? Even with, you know,
That's beautiful,
safety
man.
equipment.
I want to take a photo of that.
This evening, I'm with Donovan To, one of the top DJs in town. It's his job to help KL people party.
You must have DJ'd parties all over the place, not just in Malaysia, right? What sets playing in KL apart from?
Kuala Lumpur is just an amazing city. I mean, people are very, very down to earth. You know, they're not pretentious. That's what gives KL its distinctive flavor.
Later, Donovan is taking me out on the town to one of the top clubs here. Before the crowd comes out in full force, Donovan is taking me through some moves on the decks.
Ah, wow. That's the filter.
It's like manual.
Showing me how he's going to take the revelers across the stroke of midnight.
Happy birthday, Kuala Lumpur! We love
Beautiful. I'm gonna take some shelter here.
My passage begins far from the hustle and bustle of Kuala Lumpur in the lush hills and valleys of North Perak. The state's royal capital, Kuala Kangsar, is a small town, but its exquisite architecture creates a grand and regal setting. Today, it continues to celebrate a rich tradition of craftsmanship and design. Right in the middle of Kuala Kangsar, this here is the first rubber tree planted in Malaysia. But this state, Perak, built its fortune on tin, and they really know how to work their metal. Perak means the silver state in Malay. Its renowned metal industry, its royal heritage, and its tradition of craftsmanship all go into making Kuala Kangsar a center for designing royal regalia and medals in Malaysia. Ta-da! See? Now, if I really wanted to, I could have my face planted on the coin and have long live Denise, but it's reserved for royalty. This is your library of active molds.
Yes, I have mold for all states.
What about this state of Denise Keller?
No.
No? In Malaysia, royal awards are given out on rulers' birthdays. With 13 states, Putri Rafida and her team at Mariwasa Craft are busy all year round. A lot of careful detail and painstaking precision goes into making these royal medals. With Putri rushing orders for a royal birthday, I'm not exactly helping the production line.
How am I going to hire you, Denise?
I know.
You're so slow.
I just need to practice a little more.
Maybe I just hire you as tea lady.
Despite my poor design skills, Putri's invited me to help her deliver the medals to the royal town of Sri Menanti in Negeri Sembilan.
I think we'll be at the palace by 2:30. Patut kena menghadap tuanku juga nak serahkan keris tu.
Inside the royal town of Sri Menanti, the most striking feature is its old palace called the Istana Lama, today a royal museum. Its 99 pillars bear ornate motifs that Putri's team has incorporated in the design of the royal medals.
Tuanku wanted to have this motif transferred in the design.
So it keeps it really traditional.
Yes, so that's something to do with Negeri Sembilan.
The Istana Besar, or main palace of Sri Menanti, is the official residence of the ruler, Tuanku Muris. As well as medals, His Royal Highness ordered restoration work done on a prized heirloom, the kris, a timeless symbol of Malay culture.
That's the kris. Tuanku's kris.
It's nice, yeah? That's beautiful. So you replated this?
Yes, what we did is from silver, we plated gold. Now it's in 24 karat gold plated. I like this part, you see? They have ruby.
Oh, that's a ruby stone. I want to open it, but I don't dare touch it. Much to Putri's relief, Tuanku seems satisfied with the work done, just in the nick of time for the big event. In every Malaysian state, a ruler's birthday is celebrated with a public holiday. The usually quiet town of Sri Menanti transforms into a hive of activity as people from all over the state come out to cheer on their ruler. Dignitaries from other states start to arrive for a ceremony rich in protocol. Time to be on my best behavior. Because as soon as the ruler arrives, I've got to help Putri's team backstage roll out the royal awards. Awards are given out in recognition of achievements and contributions to the state. Each one carries a specific title, and all have been carefully cleared through layers of protocol, so there's no room for any mistakes. Look at you, you look like a woman in charge. Huh? In a room full of achievers, I can't help but feel a little out of place here. Yes, I too have fanciful thoughts of royal recognition. But this time it looks like I just have to settle for something a little less grand. Do I look like a datin yet?
No.
I'm a dot, right?
A dot.
A dot. Coming up, I jump from a world of royal Malay customs into one of the biggest Chinese festivals I've ever seen.
恭喜发财，安保拿来。
Penang's capital, Georgetown, has for centuries drawn traders and settlers from all over the region. Hokkien communities from Fujian province, China, played a big part in its growth as a port city. Today, the jetties they first settled in remain home to generations of clan members. Georgetown's not new to me, but its old world charm always reveals another passage waiting to be explored. And this time, my timing couldn't be better. Chinese New Year festivities last 15 days, but it's the 9th day that's most celebrated by the Hokkien clans here. This year, I've been invited to spend it with the Chu clan. This is an art form. CJ, do you always do this every eve of the 9th day? Do you help your mom out?
Only with the simple things.
The simple things?
Not count with the kind of the
I think I've been pushed down to the simple things as well.
On the 9th day of Chinese New Year, for Hokkien, it's a very common that everybody will pray the duck, the chicken, the hen. Then it's like a very symbolic kind of praying for everyone.
Tell me more about your clan houses. This is the Chu jetty here all along. You're basically one big family. You can trace back your entire family back to China.
Yeah, we are from Fujian, and there's one place called Xinhuan Chun.
Xinhuan Chun.
Yeah, that is the place where our ancestors from. And in fact, when they came here, they don't really have any place to live, so they just build their houses along the coast. Because when they were in China, they also live on the coast by the sea. When they are starting their journey from there, they will bring one small packet of the urn ash from the urn. Okay, then once they reach here, they will put it in the urn at the front of the jetty. There's one big urn there in the temple as well.
Okay.
It's to protect them, to make them they are safe on the journey.
What keeps the tradition so alive? Is it the family unit? Is it
The
faith?
people here.
The people.
The people here. You can see that even some of the generation like my age, 30 plus or even like late 20s, they still have that kind of spirit to help out at the temple and prepare the preparation of the praying for tonight.
Of all the offerings, there's one never missing from a Hokkien New Year. Sugarcane is a timeless reminder of an ancestral legend from China. Fleeing attacks from ruthless armies, Hokkiens took refuge among sugarcane plantations. On the 9th day of the New Year, they emerged unharmed. Coinciding with the Jade Emperor God's birthday gave them more cause for celebration. Across Georgetown, the Chinese New Year festivities coincide with the city's celebration of its UNESCO World Heritage status. These are always the busiest days of the year on the island, but the real party has yet to be unleashed. When night falls on a Hokkien New Year in Penang, demons run for cover. By far one of the biggest Chinese New Year festivals I have seen.
Yeah.
Does this happen every year?
Yeah. A lot of people, even tourists, like to come to Penang. Firstly, they'll come for food. Secondly, they'll come for the festivals. This year, they make it like heritage and cultural celebration together.
That's my name apparently. But he's trying to make it more ladylike by saying God. Oh, he's done, he's done. The stamp of approval.
Oh, your turn. You have to sit there.
Oh no. Okay.
One here. Center.
Oh, center. I'm nervous. This is gonna get really tricky here.
And the top print.
Oh, okay. 你觉得怎么样？ Back at the village jetties on Well Key, the clans are out in full force with massive offerings for the Jade Emperor's birthday bash. And what is Mom bringing?
A cake.
A cake! Of course, it's his birthday. What kind of cake is it? Is it chocolate?
No, Mama just a cake.
The Jade Emperor likes chocolate. So do I. We have something in common.
There's actually a story which has been told when we were young, where they have to pray together with the sugar cane and they chase away the devil kind of things.
Nian.
Yeah.
Get rid of the nian.
Correct.
I want to wish everyone a 恭喜发财 Ang na lai.
There is so much food here. Perfect spot here. Do we have to do any arrangements?
No, it's fine.
Done. Okay. Like they've done for generations without fail, you can be sure that this time next year, the Hokkien clans of Penang will try to have an even bigger blast. I respect the idea that the more you celebrate tonight, the better tomorrow will be. From the 9th day of Chinese New Year, my passage takes me to the 9 divine nights of Navaratri. While the local Indian population are mainly Tamil, there are lots of other very different communities who practice Hinduism in Malaysia. Today, I'm introduced by Bina, a Hindu Punjabi, to a festival of female divinity.
Days, right? Yes. Today is the 8th day of the Navaratri celebrations, which is basically the culmination of this whole 9 days. Navaratri is a festival of 9 nights. It's called the 9 divine nights. We basically celebrate 3 goddesses on this night, mainly Durga, Kali and Saraswati. Many devotees have actually fasted for 8 days, a very strict fast, and today after the Havan they'll break their fast and have their first vegetarian meal.
The Sri Lakshmi Narayan Temple in Kuala Lumpur was built almost a century ago by the Punjabi, Gujarati and Sindhi forefathers of this traditionally tight community. Navaratri is one of the biggest events on their festive calendar.
The priest will say the mantra, and then when he says Swaha, you throw it in.
Swaha.
Yes.
Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Viche Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Viche Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Viche Swaha.
So this is one part of the temple,
This is the main part of the temple. This is where our main altar is. So when you're walking up the stairs, we usually touch the first 3 steps.
Why do you do that?
Because the whole temple is vibrating.
Right.
Vibrations. This is the Akhand Jyot, which is the Jyot that has been lit from the day the temple started up to now. It's never been put off. So what you do is you just do that, put it towards your chest and towards your eyes. Cup your hand like that, drink it. This is called Charnamat.
Charnamat.
Which is blessed water. This is a
Vibhuti.
Yeah, Vibhuti, and this is Chandan powder. Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
So now,
The gong. Okay, I'm deaf now. What?
Feel the vibration?
I can feel the vibration.
I think I can hear you. Navaratri is a celebration of female divinity in 9 forms or Shakti. Many devotees break their fasting period with a ceremony called the Kanya Puja, where they worship 9 young girls representing the 9 forms of Shakti.
We have to depict them as spiritual goddess because they are purest form.
Right. During the puja, the girls are treated like little goddesses for the day, totally pampered and doted on. They get all sorts of gifts, fed with special treats, and even have their feet washed as a symbol of respect.
And how do you feel about it? Do you feel like a goddess?
Yeah.
Yeah?
How many times did you do it?
Many. It's not just once. You can do it often.
Yeah.
It's almost like a crowning, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, Miss Universe
It's
crowning.
very important. For us, it was like more important than the birthday party. I have to get Ganjaka this year. I have to get Ganjaka this year. And we kept praying every year, God, please don't make me reach puberty. Please don't make me reach puberty.
No to puberty.
Nava, or 9, also means new and carries special significance in Hinduism. His fascination with the study of Navagraha, the 9 planets, led artist Jagannathan to explore the Navaratri festival in his work.
And you'll be a great film. And you look at all the movements. See, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a 6 here. They are the 6 Shaktis, along with the energy, along with 7, 8, and 9, which makes Navaratri.
I see it now. 9.
Yeah.
The 9 divine nights.
Exactly,
So if I twirl around like this is not.
See, I'm only seeing one portion of you, but if I go up, I see the whole thing. I see the wholeness, and this individualism about your expression is not seen there.
Right.
It's the excitement of your whole body, excitement of your movement. It is not who is dancing there, it's the dancer by itself. That's just exciting. I mean, that's great. That's the reason why I chose this, These are like kids, the age of 10, 11, until about 60, 70. And they were all performing the same thing. They were all dancing the same order and totally in freedom. I think it's beautiful.
It must be such a great release.
Amazing
and very
thing.
therapeutic for women.
Exactly.
Bliss. That's the word.
Yeah, exactly.
In Malaysia's multicultural landscape, this is a relatively small community. I discover a big part of why their distinct identity thrives has to do with its younger members like Bina. Dandia, here I come! How am I doing?
Perfect. Cantonese, this temple is actually very close to my heart because from the time I was 40 days old, when I was actually allowed to come out of the house, I've been spending every Sunday here.
Right.
Mostly every Sunday here. So it's a very, very important part. And this temple was basically built by our forefathers. That's why it's more special to us. Those who are already very modernized, they will question, why should we go to temple? What can the temple offer us? It's boring, I don't understand the language.
Right.
We run a school here. It's a voluntary school where we teach children and adults as well how to speak the language, how to write in Hindi, how to read in Hindi, and also a little bit of religion. There.
Ta-da!
Now you're all Indian.
Is it something like that? Do I dance like that?
No.
My favorite part of any festival is the feasting, even if I haven't earned it as much as everyone else here.
So what is this made of here?
Flour.
It's just flour, and it's
atta.
deep fried into a shell, and then you put things in there.
They'll break the top of the shell.
Right.
Like you see this is already broken.
Right.
So they'll stuff the potato in. You can see that, potato and black chickpeas.
Ooh.
And then they'll put a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of garam masala.
Right.
For the taste.
Okay, I'm gonna break fast with you, although I didn't fast.
Okay.
So we're gonna do this together, okay? I'm take this one.
No, the bigger one.
This is the biggest one.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, let's break fast together.
One, two, three.
What I like best about the Navaratri festival is the way it celebrates the mother goddess Durga and the power of female divinity. So tonight, I'm joining all the ladies out in force for the Dandiya Ras, a dance that reenacts the victory of Durga's fierce compassion over the demon lord Mahishasura. On its last night, Navaratri will reach its climax all through the streets of Kuala Lumpur. For me, it's been another great passage to Malaysia, a chance to be with another community full of pride, determined to celebrate its colorful culture forever.
Welcome to the Rainforest World Music Festival here in Sarawak. Make some noise! My passage leads me to Santubong, 45 minutes drive from Sarawak's capital, Kuching. Surrounded by tropical forests, this is where fascinating musicians from all over the world come together every July to play among the trees. If you came here for the Sarawak Rainforest World Music Festival, make some noise! I can't hear you! I always like to get in early because this 3-day event starts filling up very quickly.
Jamie. Hey. Apa khabar?
This is where I catch up with fellow music lovers, like my buddy Badar Fauzi from Kuala Lumpur. So Badar, tell me about the buzz of playing live.
It's like everybody speaks to the sound.
What about a venue like this? You got the rainforest here in the background.
It's so natural. We feel so earth.
So earth. So you're earth. Nobody's getting electrocuted tonight because you're all earth and grounded.
Yeah, it's all nature. Forest, natural forest, and natural people, natural music, natural vibe, nature.
Wow, man.
Nice.
I will be there tonight naturally.
Yeah.
Catch you guys, man. Badar's fusion band, Akasha, is one of 17 very different acts brought here by one of the festival's founders and world music freak, Randy. So Randy, how did you come to have this whole festival right here? Did the forest come to you in a dream?
I kind of went to the forest because everybody told me at the very first, you can't put on an outdoor festival in Borneo. It rains. We call this Asia's Woodstock because although we had a huge downpour, especially last year, people partied. But I saw the directors of the festival and a few of the politicians out dancing in the mud. And that's when I knew it was going to be a success.
Mother Nature, Mother Nature, Mother Nature. Forest, I love you. It's not just the great setting, but also the authentic sounds of this land that creates such a special vibe here. Sarawak is blessed with lots of indigenous cultures, and this festival is the perfect way to meet them through their music.
Music is something that brings us for celebration. When we hear music, there is life, there is happiness. In the olden days, actually, sape, sape is actually used for ritual, by the shaman. So they use sape to cure the sick in our village before.
How important is the sape to you personally?
Sape, this is an instrument belong to my tribes. It has been played for many generations, and the tunes that played by our great-grandparents, we still keep it through practicing. So that's why it's very important. Sape played by us, the older generation, it has to be passed to our next generation, to our son, so that the tune is not diminished, lost. The audience will listen to the sape. Then when he's in the mood, when he's in the mood, then he suddenly says, "Ew!" He says, "Ew!" We, especially the Orang Ulu community, is a small people in this world. So through sape, we make known to the world that we exist.
There's many different tribal peoples here, so no one ever said who they were. There's a lot of pride now here, and a lot of understanding that that the traditional cultures are of value, and that's just fantastic.
Sarawak seems to me to be full of tribal people. That's how I know them. They share a common ancestor. They have rituals and customs much like our own. A spirituality, that close, continued connection with the spirit world. That's how we operate. There's people sitting beside you, there's people sitting beside me, we can't see them. So I think that's what is very special and precious about this festival. For Māori, we can make that connection straight away. And probably for a lot of the other indigenous cultures here, we've got a similar story.
When night falls, the sounds of tribal cultures start to illuminate the forest.
From New Zealand, Moana and the Tribe!
From the explosive energy of the world's famous tribal cultures, Matthew Ngao and Lan Etuyan draws the audience into the more subtle sounds of the sape inspired by Sarawak's rainforest. But like in the rainforest itself, a quick turn of tune can suddenly burst with surprise. That's the magic of this festival. It sings from the heart.
It's wonderful, the openness of the audience, the way everybody is so open to hearing something new, something they haven't heard before, and they're completely intent on enjoying it.
Forest, I love you. Forest, my rainforest. Forest, I love you. Forest, my rainforest. Forest, my rainforest. Forest, my rainforest.
And everybody's getting along. Everybody's amazed. There's just a really special feeling at this place. Taking bands apart and reformulating them into an international band at the workshop. So we have, you know, somebody from Africa sitting beside somebody from Poland, sitting beside somebody from China, and getting them all to play together for the very first time, and magic happens.
The main performances take place at night, but the days are packed with music workshops in traditional longhouses, where audiences get to jam together with bands from all sorts of cultures.
Tell us a little bit about your experiences with workshops.
Oh, I thought the workshops are fantastic. Actually, I got a lot out of that last workshop because I got to hear all those women sing, because I haven't had that opportunity to listen, and I got to hear their voices pure as choice. Lovely singers.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Yeah. It's a fascinating challenge when you bring people from different cultural backgrounds together. Some just gel naturally. I think the Africans and Maoris kind of got a similar sort of a thing going on. We can all appreciate the languages that, you know, if we love music, we love the voice, then it doesn't matter what language. And some languages are really beautiful to listen to.
Hey, you guys enjoying the festival? Pretty good.
For the musicians, the festival is like this great laboratory of global influences that keeps on giving them bursts of inspiration.
How was it, man, jamming with all those guys from all over the world?
It was phenomenal. Everybody's energy is so positive and so sincere. You know, just keeping on giving, getting it back, giving, getting it back. It was great.
By the time the festival unfolds its final performances, Sarawak's cultural village has turned into a global longhouse. Traditional musicians from every continent have spent nearly a week rehearsing and experimenting with each other's different sounds. Badar's band Akasha is all about fusing cultures, so this festival has given a big boost to their creativity.
Speechless. I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
1, 2, 3, together! Let's hear it for Akasha!
The audiences gave him the huge energy. So the audiences are really, really amazing. He was moved by the audiences. It is just so amazing. We can listen many kinds of music from all around the world. This place is surrounded by huge rainforest. He didn't even think there is such a nice place in our planet.
They have traveled a long way to perform for you tonight. They've been giving people goosebumps. People are saying that they have the voices of angels.
I'm like to be here. I'm happy to be here to see many people from different countries.
Oh man, I can't do it.
It's so traditional. I just love the tradition here.
What I like most is the people getting together. The music happens to be there.
You want more? We're gonna bring all the 17 bands for the Rainforest World Music
All my journeys to Malaysia have been about experiencing its diversity, the many colors that make one country. And Sarawak, the land of different tribes and a cradle of biodiversity, could not be a better host to celebrate this incredible gathering of cultures.